Hey, good afternoon, everybody. It's Tuesday again, time for our PowerPoint. Wanted to start off with a really important announcement for you, and that is that this Sunday we will be returning to our normal Sunday schedule. That's starting this Sunday. And so that's Bible classes for all ages at 9:45, and then that's followed by our service that starts around 10:45. And then we'll also have our Sunday night gathering that we typically have at 5 o'clock. That's in the fellowship hall. Now for the teens for this week, it will be the same as it was last week, 6:30 to 7:30 in the main auditorium for our youth group. Now we may adapt that for the next week, but that's what's going on for this week. So we hope to see you there. Hey, this Sunday was fantastic. We had between 120 to 130 people show up to really honor and celebrate our graduating seniors. And I want to thank everybody who helped make that a success, especially those who pitched in with the food and with the cooking and with the cleanup. I want to thank the parents for those wonderful letters that they wrote to their kids, and I want to thank Rick for putting that all together for us and for all the time that he spent with our teens and pouring into them. You know, Rick brought a brief message on Sunday from Psalm 145, verse 4. Psalm 145:4 says, "Let each generation tell its children of your mighty acts. Let them proclaim your power." Over and over again in Scripture, God instructs His people to make sure that they train up the next generation. Ronald Reagan said, "Freedom is never more than one generation away from extinction. We didn't pass it to our children in the bloodstream. It must be fought for, protected, and handed on for them to do the same." Adolf Hitler, he understood this when he said, "He who owns the youth gains the future." How long does it take to lose a culture? From a Christian perspective, how long does it take? Well, it only takes one generation. Every generation has the same decision to make. Will I serve the God of the Bible, or will I serve false gods? Some of the saddest verses in the Bible are Judges 2:10 through 12. And talking about the generation that had moved in and conquered the promised land, it says, "After that generation died, another generation grew up who did not acknowledge the Lord or remember the mighty things that He had done for Israel. The Israelites did evil in the Lord's sight and served the images of Baal. They abandoned the Lord, the God of their ancestors, who had brought them out of Egypt. They went after other gods, worshiping the gods of the people around them, and they angered the Lord." After Joshua and all the first generation of parents who entered the promised land died, the next generation served false gods. It took only one generation to lose the spiritual legacy that should have been passed on. And sadly, many of the people who control the publishing, education, movie industries today reject the God of the Bible, and they're winning over the next generation, indoctrinating them in many different things, including what we've been talking about some on Sunday morning, evolutionary humanism. Day after day, our children are bombarded with their message. Joseph Stalin knew the power of education as a propaganda tool. In just one generation, Stalin converted hordes of the deeply religious Russian people to become followers of atheistic Marxism. This is what he said: "Education is a weapon, the effect of which is determined by the hands which wield it." And that's why we have to remember what Moses told us, what he told the Israelites. "These words that I command you today shall be on your heart. You shall teach them diligently to your children, and shall talk of them when you sit in your house, and when you walk by the way, and when you lie down, and when you rise. Because to co-opt the words of Ronald Reagan, instead of saying freedom, faith is never more than one generation away from extinction. We don't pass it on to our children through our bloodstream. It has to be fought for, protected, and handed on for them to do the same. Let each generation tell its children of God's mighty acts, and let them proclaim God's power. May the Lord bless you and keep you. May he make his face shine upon you and give you peace.